What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Trudy, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning subby, I love you guys. Thank you guys for always tuning in and supporting the channel. So as you guys can tell by the title, today I'm going to be talking to you about my first trimester recap. And just in case you're new here, this is a part of my Bringing Baby Home series. My husband and I have been going on an infertility journey for the last 5 years, trying to conceive. We went through IVF. We're now carrying a baby. We've had 2 losses, and we are actually doing a series of bringing our baby home. So you can catch up. If you're new, you can go ahead and just catch up. I'll link it right here in the iCards and also in the description box. Today we're going to be talking about my first trimester recap, because your girl is a whole 21 weeks and I haven't done this video yet. This is going to be extremely helpful if you are someone who had miscarriages, if you have an incompetent cervix, and if you're going through IVF, or you just want a little bit more information and you want someone's journey to follow along, right? Jumping right in, I have all my notes here, so if you see me looking down, I'm using my tablet. And I wanted to start off with all the positive vibe for this pregnancy. We were extremely excited to go through IVF again. We have 6 to 8 embryos left, so we knew our chances were pretty good. Now that we have a little bit more insight as to why we lost our previous babies. The excitement and the joy and the process was, I won't say that hard, because we kind of went through it once already, well, twice technically, and we already knew we already knew the next steps. It wasn't necessarily new territory for us, so we kind of felt under a little bit more control. We were able to control our emotions, and just knowing what's coming up next relieved us a little bit, if that makes sense. So the beginning process in IVF was really cool. I have a video showing the transfer day and all of that. It quickly changed, okay? I think around right between my 2-week wait, I end up testing positive for COVID, and I was just like, this can't be happening. This absolutely could not be happening right now. I was a little bit devastated, but at the same time, I just quickly checked myself, and it was like, the God that you serve, COVID, no COVID, this child is going to make it. Like, he already gave you word, so there shouldn't be any doubt. So I just quickly had to switch my mindset, get myself together, and know that this life is gonna be here. I was sick for like a couple days, and it just completely went away. I had like a runny nose, an itchy throat or something, and then that was it. It went away, and in like 4 days I was good. After that, I became extremely sleepy is not the word. I don't think I've ever slept so much in my entire life. I literally will sleep 16 hours a day. So my routine will be get up in the morning, get breakfast, probably take a shower. By the time I eat and just sit on the couch, I'm knocked out. Maybe that could be due to, me just not having like a schedule. I recently took a leave of absence from work. So me not having a schedule and really not having nothing planned and set out, I was just, the couch just had me. Like, me and Ruth slept on the couch all day, every day for, I think, week 6 all the way to like week 14. And it was just basically wake up and sleep, wake up and sleep. I know that's pretty normal in the beginning of your first trimester, so I wasn't too alarmed or anything like that. But literally, people will call me and they were like, "Girl, are you alive? Like, what happened?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm just sleep. I'm just tired." I felt very guilty because a lot of like my daily chores and household things weren't kept up at all, and my husband was just like, "What is happening? Like, you're not cooking. The house is untidy. Like, we had a tough couple of weeks, but we made it through." So, and then this says pain in hip and vaginal area. Pain in the hip and vaginal area. Well, basically, I think between the first 2 weeks or the 2-week wait, just because the baby's implanting, I had a lot of like twinges and pinches just in like my hip, but more specifically I think it was my left. my left hip. So that was happening, or whatever the case may be. Around week 5 to 8, I started spotting. I was at work and I went to the bathroom. Actually, I wasn't at work. I was at home. I went to the bathroom and I wiped, and I was like, I remember wiping, I saw the blood on the tissue, and I was just like, oh no, it's happening again. And again, this is just one of those moments where I had to check myself quickly. I said, in all things you pray, and we're not going to panic, we're not going to fret, we're not going to stress. Not saying that those emotions didn't come, but I really had to check myself immediately and counteract that. That's not the road we're going down, okay? So I just quickly said, you know what? We can just, I called the doctor, I told them what's happening. They were just like, what color is it? I was like, it's a really dark, deep red, like a deep brown, like chocolatey kind of look. And they were like, don't worry, that's very typical in the first trimester. And I wasn't too worried because I looked it up on Google. Don't do that, but do that if you want to. I looked it up on Google, and it was just basically implantation bleeding or blood from your last period or old blood that your body should have shed that it didn't. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem. So that happened, but I just felt the need to take a break from work because I just didn't want to stress myself. I didn't want to miscarriage again. I just wanted to give this baby the best chance I could, and that meant staying at home for however long you need to ensure that this baby has the best chance. So that's what I did. The spotting still continued. I think it went on to week 10 or something. Well, between week 5 and week 8, it just kept on going, and as long as it wasn't bright red like my previous miscarriages, I knew that it was okay and I wasn't gonna panic. If it was dark, then we're good. Obviously, the boobs, which was the first indicator that something was happening and that my baby was really doing its thing, my boobs and underneath my armpits became extremely tender. I put here as well that I had a lack of motivation. I guess that goes into the sleep thing, just to tie in with, me sleeping a lot. I just didn't want to do anything. I literally just had the energy to get up, make breakfast, take a shower. I'll probably walk the dog, and as soon as I'm done with that, my body was just like, rest. So I guess that's what the lack of motivation meant. And then I went ahead and cut my hair. So I cut my hair because I was just like, you know what? It's a new start. It's a new journey. We're shedding the old. We're starting something new. God is doing a new thing in my life. And I just felt the need to cut my hair. In addition to the fact that I over-processed my hair from permanent, which wasn't a big deal. I could have kept it, but I just wanted to cut it. So I cut it for a fresh start, which indicated the renewing of my womb and bringing in new life. So next on here I have baby hates chocolate. So I'm a sweet tooth. Give me anything chocolate. Double chocolate cake, I have some right now, I'm gonna have some later. Anything chocolate, put that on my plate. I want it, okay? And the baby was just one day I was eating chocolate. This is probably the only time I was eating chocolate, and the baby was just like, don't do that again. I don't want that. I just felt nasty. I just felt like I needed to puke, but actually nothing came up. So baby hated chocolate, so we didn't mess with chocolate or hot cocoa or Milo or anything like that for a while. And then I have here no nausea occasionally if I take too long to eat. So I noticed that if I was going over the 3 to 4 hour mark and not having a snack or fruit or anything, I would definitely get nauseous. And my following meal, if it was too long, then it just made me feel like I wanted to puke. It just upset my stomach, and I just felt really queasy. It would last probably for maybe half an hour, but it was nothing you know, it wasn't nothing like all day or all morning like some people have morning sickness. So one thing I'm really appreciative of and thankful that I don't suffer from is nausea, vomiting, and feeling sick. Like, thank you, Lord. I honestly feel like God knows what you can endure and what you can manage, because maybe I can't manage that whole vomiting over the toilet. He knew that I could manage a miscarriage. He knew that I could tolerate and endure that hurt and endure that pain and can speak to people about it and help others and stuff like that. So God really give the battles accordingly, I should say. I won't say give the battles to all the strongest soldiers, because we're all strong soldiers out here, believe it or not. But I really feel like he doesn't give you more than you could bear, basically. So between week 8 and 10, sleeping became like a task. Like, I don't want to sleep. Like, can I just stay up? Like, I just want to be up, because it was so uncomfortable at that point. I don't know if my belly was starting to form, or, you know, you're getting around that 3-month mark. My belly was starting to like pop a little bit, or just, you know, protrude a little bit. And sleeping was just uncomfortable. I couldn't sleep on my stomach anymore, which is what I typically like. So now I had to resort to my side, and I just found myself tossing and turning in the middle of the night. I was just like, babe, like, I need to get a hospital pillow. I need something, because sleep is almost like I dread going to sleep. Like, I just didn't want to go to sleep. I'd rather be up. Some nights I would have to like literally sit up like this and sleep. Like, there'll be like 4 pillows behind me. I'll be propped up and I sleep like that, because sleeping on my side, or it was just really, really uncomfortable. I mean, I couldn't get in a good position. I couldn't get comfortable, and it was just a constant toss and turn. Last thing I have on here is I had super dry skin, especially my face. I don't know what was going on, but my skin became very dry. My hair was very brittle. Even though I cut it, it was still almost like, it just felt really, I don't know the word. It was just very brittle. Like, it wasn't soft. Like, I naturally have a really soft texture kind of hair, and that wasn't what I was feeling. It felt like it was damaged. It felt like, maybe it could be due to the perm as well, but it just felt like it was damaged. It was brittle. No matter how much moisturizer or oil I put on my hair, it just felt really dry. So I was just like, yeah. I even went ahead and cut it even lower. Like, I did like a big chop, or a chop, and then I went even lower. And then I think that was pretty much it between week, what is it, 2-week wait to the 3-month mark. Now, the second trimester is a whole nother ball game that you guys have to hear about, but once we wrap it up and I have all my notes for that, I will definitely keep you guys tuned in. But that is pretty much it for my first trimester recap. Like, comment below and let me know if your symptoms are similar to mine, or your experience is similar to mine, because I know that each pregnancy is different, but it's just really comforting to know, like, oh, the same thing is happening to you. Okay, I'm not really that weird. Like, it's normal. That was pretty much it for my first trimester recap. I honestly, now that I'm 20 weeks, I just feel ecstatic that I have made it this far. Like, 21 weeks is like the milestone of all milestones. Like, feeling my baby move for the first time, like last week, I started crying in the middle of the night. Like, I literally woke up I literally was going to bed, and she was just like, boop, boop. Like, he gave me a little kick like that, and I just started crying, and I was just like, oh my God, it's really, really, really happening. And it's just, I just feel beyond blessed. I am so grateful. I'm just really, really thankful to have made it this far, because there's moments like when I'm spotting, or in the beginning, where I'm just like, I probably won't make it, God. Like, I know you said one thing, but it's looking a little bit different. But, you know, again, that's just God, you know, just also showing you, like, to continue to trust me. Like, we got this. So I'm really, really thankful and blessed, and Akeem and I couldn't be more excited for this baby. Be sure to check out my other videos where it's probably a little bit more fun and not just a sit down chatty video. But thank you guys so much for watching. I know you guys are all excited. I'm excited for this baby, and I can't wait to share more of this journey with my virtual aunties and uncles. And I thank you again all for your support. And with that said, we're gonna cut off the camera now because I feel like I'm talking too much. So until next time, stay blessed. You got this. The first trimester is only a couple weeks. Do whatever it is you need to do to survive. And if you need someone to talk to, I cannot stress how much I'm always here. Hit me up on Instagram. On Instagram, I have a new handle because they hacked my old Instagram and I can't get it back. So it'll be right here at the bottom of the screen or over here. But yeah, again, watch the playlist from beginning to where we're currently at, and hit that notification bell. And until next time, stay blessed. I love you. God loves you. And I'll catch you in my next one.